say if he thinks I'm in on this elaborate prank to fuck with him,
Naturally.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Slipstream. Would everyone like to introduce themselves?
No.
Oh,
We're Gaming 1, guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
bastards.
Let's watch Slipstream play Warframe.
You could have had a little bit of etiquette and fucking told us you were gonna be told the rest of them you were streaming.
I actually didn't plan on it, but I saw you ending your stream, and I was like, oh, fuck it. I was like, what time does he
actually...
actually...
a wife in VR is about to start.
Yeah, I got cucked by, stream cucked by Slipstream this time.
I was gonna say, how does that feel?
Well, I think it's nice with a change of pace, considering I'm always getting stream cucked by fucking everyone else.
Nice.
I'm like, I'd like to go live.
Trigger.
A wife
It's
in
like
VR
losing
is
a
fucking
fight against
streaming.
Skinnies VR.
Oh,
that's
Skitties.
A wife in VR.
No, a wife in VR, you can't give up. You gotta get this done.
Look,
Okay.
I don't care if we got
Odyssey is being a huge turd.
I don't care if we got a string on fucking Bing. You can go without fucking talking about niggers. Let's just go live on YouTube.
I could do that. Actually.
I could. I have
about going live on YouTube.
If I was to go live on YouTube,
they suspended me immediately.
I got.
Oh, now it's working.
I got a fucking account that I have that I took all the videos down off of because fucking YouTube was like gonna ban my actual account, and I was like, well, fuck. But at this point, I don't fucking care. I got like a bunch of other accounts I could just make. It's just fucking shit
anyway.
anyway.
They ban the Gmail account too. Usually they hit the email first.
Yeah,
like
like I was using my Gmail account for fucking work-related shit and everything, but I've since like moved shit over from that to like another application that will go unnamed. But nah, mates, I got this fucking working, so I guess I'll, with the live audience, I will switch over.
Past dwindling live audience.
Dwindling.
At the window going the audience.
Oh, new bit. How can we get them to say dwindling every third word?
Slipstream.
Why do you guys do this?
Dwindle field team.
I don't know why I do it.
It's funny.
I just don't
It
know.
Funny story.
I've always liked pulling the wings off of flies.
Oh my god, you are fucking sadistic.
A magnifying glass to a hive of fucking ants.
Yep.
What it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that pretty much describes fucking everything.
Except the thing is, ants actually have a way of defending themselves.
You're all a bunch of bastards. I want you. So it's fucking raining outside, right? So I go to my truck, get fucking shit, because I was like, there's no room in the fucking pit. So I'm like, well, it's fucking cold as balls, right? I'll just fucking leave this in the back of my truck and let it stay cold. I fucking slipped my fucking knee on the back of my tailgate.
The Swift's doing.
Yeah, because it's raining. It's like lightly raining.
You fell on
outside.
your ball hit and it penetrated you?
Hell yeah.
That's awful.
Fuck off. Could have been worse. I could have hit a
Ball
tail
hitch popped your cherry?
No, I don't have a trailer hitch on the back of my car. I hit
You know what?
the fucking tail.
A big steel butt plug would be a really funny thing to put on the back of a truck. I've never even seen one like that before.
I think technically that's a weapon.
You know,
Just like a pointy ball hitch.
Yeah.
I would, like, if I knew someone was gay and I hated them, I probably would do that as a fucking, if they have a truck. I would legit fucking do that.
I'll retrieve my
But then you get arrested for fucking hate crimes.
Install a tow package on their car as a joke.
No, like an actual, like
Would
put
you
a
also
butt
change
plug
their
on a
oil
keychain or something like that.
with your face?
You check it at least.
This
Being
is for
lingus.
fag drags.
The joke is gay sex.
Obviously, I couldn't figure that out.
It's about waxing your boy hole there, Swippy.
No, you see, you've got such a large audience that we gotta explain the joke for those that might not be able to understand it. So they might not be used to this
Don't
humor.
explain it
All
to
these
him. Let
brand
him,
new people.
Let him try and figure it out,
Good
alright?
stuff here,
Let him
Tenno.
try and figure it out. That's all I want. Alright, I'll turn this back on so they can actually see something. I had to log in, so I fucking turned it off.
Are
Oh.
are you hard set on the playing video games while you stream format?
Yes, because of the hour at night at which I do it. Because I have decided that as far as my content goes, the Slipstream is one thing, and it is non-political.
All
If
right,
I wanted
that's
to,
perfect,
I
then.
could
I don't have to
stream
feel
it on
bad
YouTube.
by competing with you by hitting this button right here.
Yeah, because you're
On
not
the
doing a
other
gaming
hand-
stream, so it's not competing.
Hey, all you wanted was for people to understand. We don't need to give you anything else.
When
All right,
we,
the
Yeah,
links,
that's all you
the
wanted.
links and
I do
announcements.
fully understand. Yeah.
I'm gonna play my anime girls now.
when
Which Discord do you hop into?
All right, I'll be back after the pre-show roll.
Alright.
Yeah.
The, on the other hand, to those, listening, still, probably,
Is he just gonna bully you out of this fucking?
probably try
I'm
to, I
trying to
don't
hint to
know.
him that we should move to the
You
other
want us to
one,
go into a
not
different
just-
room, Waifu? For
Alright.
those watching,
Oh,
not
oh.
watching Slippy.
I get what you're saying. I'm gonna move to gaming too.
No, I moved him. Don't worry about it.
Oh, alright, I see.
So then he's in another room. So
Yeah, wife.
Right,
and I
now we
no
have to
longer
make a conscious
T-posing
choice.
on you.
Alright. Anyway. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to doing the Nord report. Because I've been fucking doing other shit.
let me know.
I'm aware,
The
I'm
Nord
aware. It's
report.
happening sometime, I promise.
No, without.
Nord
We'll get
report coming
around
in
to it
March.
sometime.
You need to call it the Node
I'm just
report.
insulted. I've never been invited.
There's
Me.
the
Node
reason
report.
why is because we actually don't have a format figured out. We only did one episode and it fucking sucked, and I never put it up on,
Oh, it
channel.
sucked. I thought that it was okay. I thought that my
I
part
can't
was
believe
good
you
at
did
least.
that. I
It
can't
was.
believe you
It wasn't your
insulted
part
a man
that
like
sucked.
that, telling him his
what-
content was dog shit.
No, what sucked was, the only part that came through was Maldred. I was completely muted throughout the entire
That does
stream.
sound like an improvement.
So you literally, it wasn't when you consider the fact that Maldred was like, oh yeah, and then he's like silent for most of the time. For like, he'll be silent for like 10 minutes. And then he'll be like, well yeah, you know, that
because
makes
it's his
sense.
show. Yeah, and I'm allowing him to talk, and then I'm responding. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, so I'm making points, and he's like, oh yeah, well what about this, and talk about stuff, and we're bouncing back and forth off of each other. It works really well, but then half the conversation is fucking muted. And also Magic's a better target angler for serious political content than
Toad Wangaroo.
anyone I knew
The
at the time.
Wanderer of all time.
I was gonna do that exact joke.
Toad. He's a Toad Wangaroo.
Yeah, Todd
I like
Wangler.
toads, don't you?
Oh, trust me, by the end of the night I'll be fucking swallowing my words like it's Sailor.
You learn many from a mighty man. You want to pet Malverick to death. That's what you want to do. You want to like break his fucking neck like a puppy.
It was a
I love
bunny,
Malverick.
not
I
a
love
puppy.
Yo Hail. Let me speak with Yo Hail, Malverick.
Shockingly accurate.
Malverick. I just killed this girl in the bone.
I'm strong, but not that strong.
Well, he might be the wheelchair
Krill
guy
is
that
highly
gets fucking pushed out of the room.
We suspect
Oh,
he may
yeah.
have other
The old
tricks up
Yeah,
his
maybe
sleeve.
when I'm fucking
To survive this battle,
48
you must
years
strike
older.
hard and fast.
Do you know, Clippy, what they say about someone? He's crippled, you know.
Why
Stay
do I
focused. There's a
entertain
heavy
you
unit
all?
approaching.
Because you have no one else.
Of course, that's
Raspberry
why.
Wi-Fi.
That's why. Not because
You need to own it though, Slippy. You need to own the meme. You need to be the raspberry whipple.
why do I
You
need
need
to
to
own the
wear
meme when you can just exploit fucking purveyors of the
Playing the
meme?
meme. The meme.
You are nearing
Standing
Krill's
there
location.
waiting.
Proceed with caution.
Talk about your memo. Maldrick, can we watch some meme porn?
Alright, that time I didn't even understand what the fuck he said.
There is the assassination target.
Welcome
you know what to
welcome
do.
to our world.
Jeez, man.
You know what would be? You could actually grift off of this, Slippy. You could become the roticism advocate and do a whole stream on pronunciation. You could do that. It would make you money too. You would technically be doing like local coaching. So you'd be like a teacher. You probably meet some girls doing that too.
No.
I'm sure there are like women that have roticism. You know,
Yeah,
you want
all
to
those
love
women that have
woman.
roticism are like fucking
Yeah.
overweight.
Imagine the head you get off a roticism rotor.
History grouper. Yeah.
Yeah, the rotisserie. You need to put him on the fucking spit there, Swift.
Oh my god, no.
Help with Slippery. Hello, I don't like fucking girls, they're yucky. I'm a goito.
Fuck
There's so many
off.
bits you can do.
Even
There's so
as
many
a
good bits you
boyfriend,
can
I
do.
was not that. That was the most retarded
I bet
fuck.
y'all still listen to and old Mr. White Tuber.
I still listen to Mr. White. Fucking awesome. Of course I listen to White
I
Tuber.
love Mr. White Tuber, and it's White Power Wednesday.
Stay focused. There's a heavy
I
unit
never
That's an incredible voice.
I know.
Y'all know about Tyler, Texas, right? I went to eat a fish taco in Chewy's, right? And I got a Nordstrom just eating one of my fish tacos. I said to that goddamn beaner at the goddamn Chewy's, hey, listen, you can't put receipts in my fish tacos. I love America, and you're just as white and blue as me, but y'all need to speak English.
Oh my god, I fucking love it.
Slippy,
They won't
you
be
should have
bothering us
been like the
anymore.
stormer of
Let's
the
get out of
fucking
here.
week. You would have been like hilarious on this with Asmodor.
That's the thing though. I didn't find out
Hello,
about like
Asmodor.
Asmodor until Asmodor was fucking.
He was always
Like-
a meme.
Well, okay, let me put it this way. I didn't find out about Asmodor until I was like already like Asmodor's a fucking faggot.
He kind of is, but
I know,
Like,
and at that
that's
point I was
the
like,
thing.
well, I mean, maybe if I discovered him sooner, I might have listened to his shit. But I'm like, I always think this guy's fucking cringier than, just as cringy as the fucking group of misfits I just left. So, like, nah, fuck that. Let's left the boy group. I don't want to go
They won't
back
be
to
bothering us
fucking boy
anymore.
for life.
Let's get out of here.
you see No Face Nate's going on Fastcraft tomorrow. That might be interesting.
Yeah, it actually might.
See what he has to say. I'm surprised there's not more like Wignat rappers, you know? Used to be a whole bunch of them. Cyclone Dawn, Wig Nasty, Mr. Bond.
It's the most risky game of all.
I know,
think-
because like every one of them got fucked. Like every one of them got.
I was about to
deplatformed
say-
immediately.
I was about to say, isn't every single fucking one of them in prison right now? Or...
No, I don't think Wig Nasty's in prison. Cyclone Dawn isn't in prison. Fucking, the only one in there is Mr. Bond.
That
Yeah,
fucking
it must be
sucks,
really
though, right?
powerful, otherwise they would allow us to do it.
I don't even know if it's that, or if it's like, these guys are encroaching on our market. We can't let these goys fucking do the lap thing. That's our thing.
Is it bad that when you do a Jew impression, your voice becomes more like your natural voice?
Sounds like a feminine penis talking.
That's... Well, you know what they
It's a
say.
white boy.
I always gotta swallow a bag of dicks to do the fucking Jew impression. Mm.
The handy bag of dicks sitting off on the side.
Gotta find inspiration somewhere.
It's a good way to lead into a joke. Talk about how you suck dicks.
Yeah, I know. You need to use that as an opener. Bill Burr's done it, like Jim Norton, all the grades.
Doesn't Jim Norton literally do it though?
No.
Oh, yeah.
His tranny's very feminine.
Who knows? Like, I mean, I always saw that dude like growing up because he'd do stuff like at the mall, at the Copley Mall, and you'd see like Opie and Anthony and this bald weirdo. I'm like, who the fuck is this weird bald guy? Of course he would hang out at that mall, because, like, you know who used to hang out at that mall? Oh, fuck ton of trannies. You're like 15 years old, you go to see Opie and Anthony live at, like, this fucking, was it, like, rock and roll fucking, whatever the fuck bar. There's a bunch of fucking fags around. Like, oh, Jim Norton's here. Well, the fags are here.
I'm vaguely aware of who Jim Norton is, but I don't actually
if
fucking
you
know
knew-
any of his shit.
You're too young to know what it is.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be,
I know
it wouldn't be
enough to know
it wasn't
he's
popular in the 90s.
I know enough to know he's a flaming fucking homosexual. I know enough of that. But beyond that, you're right. I probably
He's
before my
basically
time.
the blueprint of most comedy podcasts now. Like, just like hanging out and chill kind of podcast. That's the blueprint for like TRS, blueprint for basically every show that does the same stuff that we do.
Let's make this place work.
Yeah, the
Funny
hangout
songs.
format.
Only place
Exactly.
to find
Just
And it's
a
successful.
multimedia, a bunch of content. Yeah.
I got dibs on this.
It works.
Talk to me.
I was not aware.
That's why it's funny
What's going
when
on,
Rand
Zeke?
says that he invented the
Switch bits
format.
of you off.
Zeke awake?
Okay, now that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, let me check if he's active in Pal World.
Zeke is palling it up.
I might fucking. I
No,
haven't
he's playing
started Power.
Soundpad. That's not active.
I haven't started Power, so I
Cool.
might switch to that later tonight. I don't know. I'm only going for a couple hours.
Swift Woad.
Slip world,
Reconstruction
yeah.
of the past is possible.
Whip words, whip trowie word.
Requirements
Fascinating.
to enter, you must have a lotusism, a lisp, or any other fucking, or be extremely gay.
Let's see what twisted wonders the void has
Wokeism.
created.
Lotusism.
If you ever do a Dear John letter, you have to say, that's all she wrote.
A Dear John letter.
Dear
Very
Maldrick
well.
Discord,
Keep your secrets.
I finally learned how to speak.
One of these days, I promise you all, I'm gonna show up in the Discord and be like, yo, what's up, motherfuckers? Guess what? And you'll
You
be
should
like,
try another language. Maybe English isn't for you. You should try maybe Slavic, because it wouldn't really matter, you know?
no.
Dobry dzień.
Though
Mnie
to
zowód
Yes.
Slipstreama.
Bye for now.
To be fair, I have thought about learning another language.
You're not ready to
But
fight.
hear me out, alright? This makes perfect sense.
Back
You
in the
ready for
day,
this?
Granum wanted me as an
How am I
enforcer.
gonna learn another language if I don't even know how to
and
speak my
special
native
corpus
tongue?
perks, but I told him where to stick it. I got
Autism.
standards.
It's easy to learn languages, Slippy. I mean, if I can do it, anyone can.
Yep, we all learnt English.
Come on.
Well, fucking. Oh. Maybe eventually I'll fucking learn how to speak properly. It's gonna take some time, I fucking know that. And
Migration field team.
and I just look over and I'm like, where did
Okay,
everyone go? Oh,
duel
everyone
up.
went over to fucking obvious.
Oh, wait for it to be out.
Oh, the number slowly dwindling. Can I keep it up? No, the answer's probably not.
Admire all you like, but even okay.
Abaddon's still here, but I don't know how long he'll stay. Then there was one. That. Hey, Cook, how's it going?
Let all the systems see that the Zeramin is defended. The Grenier keep throwing troops at the Zeramin.
Welcome to the
Whatever the
chill
worm's
Slipstream
finding here,
gaming.
she won't. We should be doing more to recognize your work.
How have you been, boy?
Our stores aren't what they were, but this may be useful.
Okay, I guess.
Oh, come on.
Stellar, but
certainly
haven't been.
Tell the barkeep. Tell the barkeep what's wrong with you, and I'll tell you just what you need to do.
What's up, Cookie Puss? How you doing, dude?
Doing okay.
The closer we came to the jump, the
Not great.
crazier it got.
Not awful.
Till you next return.
But definitely could be better.
Buy stuff, kill stuff.
I mean, trust me, I get it. Really fucking hurts.
Look at all the pressure. This place is like an embassy, playing host to
Say,
misfit
is the,
realities that
prime
were
event
never
going on right
chosen.
now? I lost out on the opportunity to grab the Volt Prime, so I've just kind of been sulking about that and not wanting to go back into Warframe.
I'll see you later.
I mean, the prime event is always fucking going on, but Cook, I didn't know you fucking played for.
Yeah, I played a little bit. I had a lot of fun playing a couple matches with Empress, her husband, and I think Rand.
Apparently I have you turned down to 6. I was like, why the fuck is he so quiet? I gotta do fucking there we go. I fucking hate this part. I hate it a lot. Void Blood sucks. But I need to upgrade my weapon. Oh, I love this game. I like it better than Destiny, but it just the absolute state. I mean, like I think gaming gets ignored. Like,
you may notice
you have
combat
people that will
conditions
talk about
worsening
all the time, right? It's like, yes. I mean, I know I'm ignoring the YouTube
Rupture sealed.
I'm talking
Onto
specifically about like in our separate homes. There are so many
Angels
people
have
that will
torn
talk
open
about,
another rupture.
oh, this movie,
Fill
that
it with
movie,
Vitaplast before this whole
Devin
shit
Stack
goes
has an entire
topsy-turvy.
fucking series he did on YouTube that he's largely continued on Odyssey, where he just goes over like, oh, this movie, yeah, like old movies. And he used to have like a series that he did on YouTube that he doesn't do a whole lot of anymore, but I believe it was called something like
Oh look,
Now,
you sealed a rupture.
and he would be
Not bad.
comparing 2 movies that were like same title and everything, right? That were either like they were based on something good or something like that. The one that I think everyone would probably remember.
The Time Traveler one?
Yeah.
That video of his was
time,
very good.
The time machine. I think that is the one that got the most. But he did one recently that was actually very good. That was on a movie that everyone I think has seen at least one, right? And that would probably like if anyone, you know, if you were to ask anyone, like regardless, you know, if they're an honest to God, avowing, full believer, dying-bull, national socialist, or a historian, okay? Like, if you were to ask, you know, English what the most successful Nazi film, Nazi propaganda film was from back in the day, right? They would probably...
Void floods have a tendency to wash in terrible things.
That would
One of those things is approaching.
The Triumph of the Will is the second most popular film. I'm not even.
Oh, you're talking about more modern day then.
No, I'm talking about
that would be the greatest story ever told, right?
Interesting.
No, I'm talking about
they
films
can be destroyed.
produced by the NSDAP.
You can always do more. But if you can't, I have marked an extraction point.
I got nothing. Triumph of the Will is the most well-known one.
The most well-known, the most popular one was Juden's sucks. It was the most successful film ever produced by the National Socialist Partei of Deutschland. And I'm assuming I probably butchered the naming of that. Lord in heaven forgive me, but yes, the National Socialist German Workers' Party. Largely, out of all the films they produced,
stop.
Even
you
Triumph of the Will was not as successful as that.
I'm so very sorry about this.
Okay.
One of the fears
because
the
Triumph
void
of
likes
the
to
Will, right, is
manifest childhood
fundamentally
anxiety.
at its core,
Meet the
propaganda.
repressed fears of teenage Yonta. I call
Well,
her
I
Skitter
would
Girl.
assume anything educating people on the Jewish question would be as well.
Not necessarily, right? Like,
was a
think about Hollywood.
Now,
They
it's not
largely,
dormant anymore.
you could say Hollywood films are meant to educate us.
Something just changed. Any fighting difficulties to report?
Right?
The angel is trying to retreat into the void.
Think about
Heal. Follow it and stop.
I mean, you could say that, right? Because there are films that are produced that have a moral.
You can't hurt it while those dimensional orbs are
See, I was a really big
Use your
fan of
void
American
body to
History
absorb.
X. Put Your Teeth on the Curb is my favorite movie quote.
Dude, I legit had a person, like, say that before, like, fucking playing it, and he's like, yeah. Dude, like,
yes! It won't
like,
be shrugging that off.
That, like, that guy loved in that movie. And he didn't say the name of the movie, but it's like, you know, he described the scene, and I was just like, holy shit. What movie is that? He's like, a movie my parents and I watched. It's like super fucking better. But yeah. But no, not even that. Like,
See, even blacks can appreciate high culture, even if it doesn't tell them.
Yeah. Like,
classical music is really repellent?
Yes, I think Poolcast did an episode one time on like what they do for their videos. And I was like, oh, I got me a big fucking speaker. I blast Mozart. They go, what do you do? He's like, I blast Mozart apart. And all the Mega files just fucking run away. They're like,
the void flood has completely saturated this area. Failure to seal those ruptures immediately will result in, well, total failure. Not good.
Me, right? It's,
void saturation is approaching critical levels. Critical levels can kill you. Shall I explain further?
You know, it is interesting. Like, June Sus was a very popular movie. They made two versions of it. Two versions were made. There was one by the National Socialists that came out first. And then the Allies off. So the Germans were like, ah shit, we gotta do something. This film is like fucking super popular. We gotta do something about this. So they came out with this is fucked. Extraction. So they came up with the same movie, but obviously from the lens of like, the Goys just blamed this guy. You know, like there's literally a scene where like this Jew is I think this Jew is like haggling over the price of some good. This boyish merchant is trying to sell him. And so he just straight up just gets into an argument with this other woman. So the Jew goes away. He gets into an argument with this other boyish woman. And he's like, you should have treated him better. And all this shit. And he's like, verbally berates her and shoves her, and like she falls and she breaks her neck. Like I don't know how
See, Goyim, that's what happens when you tamper with the power of God.
No,
you can't handle the power of creation, Goy.
No, that's not even the message, right? It's funny that you mentioned that, but that's not even the message they're going. So guess what he does with her body, right? Now, ignoring the fact, right, that somehow he just pushed her. You know, like if someone's getting your face, you push them back and be like, hey man, back the fuck up, you know? Like that kind of push, like not a hard shove to the ground, but like a no back up kind of shove. And she falls.
Somewhat aggressive, but it's more to like, if you're gonna do something, do it.
Yeah, well she falls and fucking breaks her neck. And it's like, and it's not like a frail old woman that they got to play her. It's a like.
It's a young 20-something.
Not even. Well, yeah, like 20-something. You know, mid-late 20-something woman. So it's like.
It's the whole purpose of that is to like moralize and grandstand and fucking.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's funny in which the way it happened, you know, and it's like, well, what the, you just there asking, like, what the hell, just happened, but, like, how did she break her neck? Then, on top of that, he hides her body in a cart, and then, as people are gathered around and they're yelling at the sky, and the Jew is like escorted out of this crowd by guards, right? This crowd gathers around and he goes, hey look! Points to a cart where he hid the body and goes, I bet the Jew killed this girl. And you know, and it's almost
what
time
do you
for
bet? What do you no, if you're gonna fucking accuse someone, you don't say I bet.
I'm paraphrasing, right? But it's like, you know, like, he says to the amount of...
He tries to portray the Jew as the prime suspect.
This Gentile died. I think that Jew had something to do with it. And what is it and isn't it about the time for their Passover feast? Don't they need Gentile blood for their rituals?
Oh my God.
Yeah, they pulled that one.
Holy shit, okay, so hold on, like, you know about this time is when, like, there was the whole legal case with Andrei Yochinsky, right?
No, I did not know about that. I mean, okay, I did not know this was the time, but I have vaguely heard about it.
It was before the Holodomor, shortly after World War I, where they had, like, total control over Ukraine. It was after, like, it was, like, just as the Iron Curtain was rising, was when the murder of Andrei Yochinsky took place. And the fucking, like this was like part of the consciousness, public consciousness at the time. So if they were trying to fucking, like, cover for that, that makes a lot of sense.
So that is an interesting thing to think about, right?
Because they prefer to keep that completely under wraps, but like given that that's the time frame, like yeah, no, it would be the tactical move to try and fucking like get out ahead of those allegations, and fucking portray them in before those allegations. You know what I mean?
Yeah. However, that being said, right? The thing to take into account is the thing to really take into account with this is that the movie, that is a possibility, but the movie was primarily made as a response to the German, right? The German version came out first.
Yeah, it's...
And then the British...
I remember there's a similar sort of thing with, like, Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist.
Right? Right.
The Exorcist came out as like a response to Rosemary's Baby, because they absolutely could not have anything like positively portraying any kind of sympathy for the devil. So.
Right. So they pull this, bait and switch bullshit of like, oh, I bet they need Christian, boy. Fucking bullshit. And so then the mob starts getting, and I want to find this. Actually, I'm gonna fucking pull this up on Odyssey right now. It's, literally, okay, here we go. It is called Jesus Edition. Bear with me, folks, because I know I'm just like stopped on this screen, but
It's okay. It'll give time for Zeke to join you. Oh, hey, Maldrick, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing okay.
Oh wow, he fucking went. Oh no, never mind. I was about to say, like, damn, he's fucking live earlier than I thought he was. No, Blackpilled. Oh, speaking of, so as soon as Blackpilled goes live, I'm ending my stream because I don't want to cut into his. So, like, basically, not right when he goes live, but whenever he actually, his fucking intro's over and shit, I'll be ending my stream because I want to be fucking watching him. Because I fucking love Blackpilled. Devin Stack does amazing work. I wish I could find a copy. Well, he's not that on, everything. There are certainly things that everyone.
I very much enjoyed his take on the time travel thing, and also that one video. Nobody remembers Carl.
Yes, that was. Okay, so
that was both dark and kind of. It was very emotional, talking.
Here we go. Okay, I thought it was called Jesus Edition.
And I think there was also Voices of Our Ancestors. No, that was the Himmler one. What was it? The one where he's like talking about how it was like sweeping shots of America, and he was talking about how like the same instinct that was like bred into him is telling him to move further westward, but there's nowhere left to go. It was like a 4-minute video accompanied by some really excellent music. I'll have to go on BitChute and refine that.
Okay, so they show the British now, shows the German version, and then that's him. I forget how short these. Right, because we're used to like 2-hour-long films, and that just wasn't a thing back then. Like a film was like 90 minutes, so back then, like films were short because had fucking shit to do. Okay.
That's a bit of an assumption.
Well, right, like we can sit here and have this fucking conversation right now, right? But in that day when these films were coming out, you had a fucking
I think they had more free time, man.
I don't, because like now this is my family history, right? So maybe other people's is different. But like my great grandfather, both of them grew up in that time, and like he was always fucking like my grandma tells me stories about him, and she's like he always had to work. He was either out in the field, or he was fucking tending to something, or when he was younger he was working, like he was always working like 12 hours or more every day.
Oh yeah, but at that point, it's your choice. It's not foisted upon you.
Well, it wasn't a choice.
When are people going to stop the guy who is the Duke, and then there's like the next guy in line? And
It
then
wasn't
there's
a
him,
choice, right? Because if the cows had to be milked, the cows had to be milked. Didn't get that choice. Something had to be done, it had to be done. There was no, like, well, I can do it later. I think I found it. I think I have found the scene. Here we go. Alright. So, window capture 2. This bad inside team. There we go. Take that. Awesome. Alright. Now then, I just want to show this to everyone. Right? So I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure I got this. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is the exact scene. So I'm gonna unmute this. Go to the Discord real quick and share this with you all. That way you can all, see this. Alright. Sound up and
That girl in his wagon. He just has no idea. He just comes home for Passover.
Say down with the Jews. Say it.
There's Jews in the city. Aren't very happy about the Jewish merchants coming in and undercutting them and being sneaky and whatnot. And so the Goy merchants get pissed off and start fights with the Jewish merchants.
That Jew gets all the business.
Seligman's got more use for stuff than you.
You hold your tongue.
Wasted an opportunity to call it Sussex among us.
Say down with the Jews. Say it. Say down with the Jews. Down with the Jews. Down with the Jews. Down with the Jews. Dance, you. Dance. Dance, you. Dance, you. Dance, you. Dance, you.
So they're trying to portray this as like fucking Salem witch trial type shit,
well,
but this is just based.
It's not even that, right? Like the period of Europe in which this is in is it's fucking. I guess the Slipstream is probably going to become like film and fucking gaming review, right? With politics. I said I wasn't going to do politics, but fuck it. I guess we're going to do it. So yeah, this is a time when Europe is heavily Christianized, right? Like it is still, that's dwindling off, right? It's falling off.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Cook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Christian. You are a paganist, aren't you? Or
something like that.
Yeah, I know you're not Christian. Me and you have no problems with each other, and that's the thing. Like,
of course not.
At this time, right? White men can get along with that, regardless of religion. It's not Christianity was never a unifying force. I mean, it certainly fucking helped, right?
Yeah,
to be able to cross borders and be like, oh, you have the same God I do, right?
Well, yeah, that's its whole purpose. Like a lot of the attempts to Christianize were done by kings trying to consolidate their power along like varying racial lines.
Yes.
Like the whole thing about paganism and why it was considered like backward and rural. The literary name for pagan means basically the same as bumpkin. The pushing of Christianity and like the uniting of Europe is kind of a one and the same.
Yes.
As far as history goes.
Now, Christianity has its merits. as far as like a uniting force, and so does paganism, because, you know, now this is the sad thing about, the Christianization of Rome, is that these religions had their own names. Those names are not the same as what we call them now, right? Like you know more about this than I do. My knowledge on pre-Christian Europe is that there were a bunch of different religions that we all call pagan now, but they had their own names for it. Like the Romans did not call themselves the Roman Pantheon. They had a name for it. Just like, we have a name for Christianity. But let's say 2 centuries from now, if Christianity falls, or hell, a millennia or so from now, if the church falls, right, and Christianity goes away, like the brand of it that we have now, the traditions and stuff we have now, maybe it is revived in another form, they probably won't call it Christianity.
Oh, they almost certainly will.
I doubt it. I mean, think about it, right? Judaism is called Judaism, but it wasn't always called Judaism. There is an older name for it.
Yeah, but it's...
But that's my point. Jewish beliefs changed over time and evolved. And
they really didn't.
They evolved, like, into sects. Different sects. And then the sects fucking killed each other, as is typical for Jews, right?
No, at least in this case, like, the primary beliefs, and, like, Jews are... They may be unique in this aspect, but their religion has not evolved throughout their entire existence. It has grown more expanded upon, and further. It has grown further in its agenda, but it has not evolved. It has not gone through any major upheavals. It is just the core of it, right? The Jews are the chosen of the Creator.
Of
The
Yahweh.
Jews are the chosen, and they have a right to dominate and destroy all other living things on this planet. Like, that has not changed at all.
Well,
it's the same with, like, their fucking duties as well, with their, like, various different... Like, they find ways around, like, all of their fucking, their commitments, but their commitments stay the same. Right? And this is different to, say, Christianity, because different sects of Christianity see their duties as being different to one another. For example, Luther had a very, very different thought on what the duties of a Christian were compared to the Catholics, with which he had various different arguments. Right?
And to that extent, right, it's good to point out that as we pointed out earlier, the Christianization of a country was largely done by kings to unite his people.
Yep.
You can see
racial
that
backgrounds and like territory acquisition and all that. And it was even done by pagan kings, trying to push unity.
And you can see that in the Lutherans. The early Lutherans largely shared the same beliefs as was common among Germans at the time. As far as Christian Germans go, those churches, when they became, started following Luther, they just kept up with the same traditions to the point where, the Catholics, their disagreement,
void saturation causing further complications.
The Lutherans was largely, you can fucking disagree with me all you want on this, right, Tradcast, was largely due to political reasons. Because, I mean, you think about how many churches there are in Germany, right? Just today, not even back then, just think how many there are today. Imagine that number, and then think, from the point of view of the Vatican, holy shit, I just lost a huge, like, more than half of fucking German troops in Eastern Germany just went fucking over to Luther. Right.
Phytoplasts sealed that rupture.
That.
Just
like,
Yeah, because you also need to consider the history there, right? The fucking, the history of how the Germans have responded to Christianity, and you can basically view them all as heretics if you're part of the Catholic clergy at that point.
To the extent that, you know, as a Catholic, a lot of people fucking do, to the point where even, you know, New Age Catholics, right, like Vatican fucking Catholics, and, like, the two brands of Catholics you have are fucking Tradcath and Vatican II. There is no in-between. The Tradcaths are like anyone who's not Catholic is a heretic. Really a big giant ball of them. And the ones... There he goes. And the ones that are Catholic, the Tradcaths, right? The ones that are Tradcaths, they all believe, you know, if you're not Catholic, then you're a fucking heretic. And the only, like, even if they're Christian, right? Like, literally all the sects of Christianity believe in the same God. They have different interpretations of the Bible, but they all believe in the same God. Whether that is Mormonism, whether that is, you know, like, they believe in a Trinity, or they don't believe in a Trinity, they still all believe in
Should you need
God.
a break,
Like, down to Jesus Christ as well.
location.
Every single one believes that Christ is either he is the Son of God, literally, or he is metaphorically in the case of Mormon, the Son of God. He was a man, and he became, you know, he ascended to become the right hand of God, but some way, you know, he formed a part of the Trinity. Either he was there at the beginning, or he came to join with
Yes, that
God.
is how various different sects have developed.
But they all still believe in the core tenet that, well, yeah, Christ is God. You know, Jesus is God, Jesus Christ came to save us from our sins. They believe in a Holy Spirit or a Holy Ghost. They believe, you know, in the Father and all that. And they may not believe that they're all one being, a triune being, you know, three-faced God, that sort of thing. But they all have that same belief. And they could largely be united on that. But as for different, like, sects and all that, it's largely not much more than fucking different liturgical traditions. Like, that's basically how it's been from the start, you know? Like, the first to split from the church in the history of the Catholic Church was Eastern Orthodox. And they split because of a liturgical difference. Like, they had different traditions that over time developed into its own little thing. They were like, well, you know, we kind of have our own system of, like, priests and bishops and stuff like that. Like, instead of the bishops, you know, we have the patriarchs and that sort of thing.
Right.
So, but even that, right? European Christians were still united along racial lines, you know? It didn't matter when Napoleon was threatening the established order that Russia was a Eastern Orthodox country. It did not really matter right then and there that fucking Belgium had its own set of sayings and its own beliefs. It did not matter. What mattered was that, well, this guy's fucking a little upstart threatening our established order. And, you know, he's trying to change the face of Europe. We should unite as, well, for the monarchs, for political reasons, you know, hey, we don't want to lose our power. But as far as the people go, you know, we're all European. We don't want a bunch of, you know, this guy might be colony. And then we'll have a bunch of brown skins in Europe. Right? That was a legitimate go hard.
Yeah. And now they're all here in the name of Christ.
I know. That's the fucking ironic thing. Is that at Napoleon's time now, in the name of Christ, my brother, I shall be headed.
They welcome me.
Yeah, it's like, how Christ never wanted this, but to an extent, you know, maybe, like, I hate to say it, but maybe Christianity, the way we practice it, and things we believe as far as falling into Old Testament beliefs, is a fucking mistake. Right? Because
the thing about that, Slipstream, is that's how everyone has created a brand new denomination of Christianity. That's literally how it goes. They notice some incongruity with the reality of the situation, and they try to make sense of it. They reread the Bible, trying to fucking figure out the wisdom of the teachings, and once again, they fall into another mistake.
But it's a fucking...
And repeat ad nauseum and ad infinitum.
And this is the failure, I think, of all religions. I think this is the failure of all religions, right? I think God will always be a part of the human race, right? I think God will always be worshipped in some form of fashion. And I do definitely believe there are gods. And I do mean gods. I choose to worship the Christian God. But I am also a pantheist in my belief, guys. Is it some little heresy? I'm a whale cook. I'm a whale.
Void saturation.
That
Seal some ruptures or get out of there.
I've been known to try and befriend some Mormons. It's fine.
The Christian, the Jewish tradition of God was that we worship this one God who wants all other gods to die. Christians are just
literally that.
And Christians are fucking oblivious to this. I brought
this
this
up.
up.
There's a whole fucking thing of like fucking Jehovah, like fucking casting out and casting down all of the other gods within his own pantheon, and like further extending out to like all other fucking gods. And that's the whole thing about thou shalt worship no god but me.
Yeah, it's like he's like, I am a vengeful. Didn't you fall by me and all this stuff? And I do, what is it called? The alienist or something like that? That believes that the,
Arius, yeah.
Yeah, that believes the God that Jesus came to represent is Christian God. I don't even necessarily believe that. But it has its merits. But nonetheless, it's not, it wouldn't even really matter. The fundamental flaw with Christianity is they don't even understand. Like, there's a new, breed of Christians coming along, perhaps, that think like me and you do, that are like, man, these Jews aren't
give them time. They'll get corrupted. Holy Spirit will get to them eventually.
Blasphemous much, but yes, I mean, that is kind of, I see it, right? Like, I can understand the way. I'm seriously out of fucking panic. I'm out of fucking panic. I can definitely understand.
I have opened an escape lift for you.
But at the same time,
use it when you need it.
No one needs to share my perspective. And that's fine. But I would like to explain this little tidbit, right?
Go right ahead.
The Christians that worship Jehovah, worship him as the Jewish God and worship the Jews as the chosen people of said God, right? These are people that have invoked Jesus probably many more times and for many more years than any based Christian has. The amount of cumulative worship that has gone in is more. So, with respect, whose word should I take? That you're the real Christian, or that they're the real Christian? Because both of you guys are arguing that you're the real Christian.
And I ultimately,
you know what I mean?
I get that, and I ultimately think it's going to be decided through two things. It's going to be decided by time, and it's also going to be decided by force. And that could be us warring with each other in another fucking holy war. You know, fan-fucking-tastic, right? Europeans
But that
killing
brings
each
up
other.
another thing, right? Like, who's going to be on the new Council of Nicaea? Is it going to be the lads over at Godcast? Like the Walrus? Or is it going to be, I don't know, Pastor John Hagee?
I don't fucking know. But
because I'm pretty sure it's going to be Pastor John Hagee. I don't think that the Godcast guys have like fucking 5 million different fucking followers. You know what I mean? That are all willing to fucking finance and purchase and political power and shit.
Right, it's gonna be politicians because let's face it, that's what bishops are. Your parish priest is not a fucking politician, but a bishop certainly is. The bishop council here in America and the the bishop council in America. This doesn't apply to Catholics, just Catholics. Bishop Council in America, the United Baptist Council of America, what is it? Overture Lutheran, the fucking overarching organization that unites all the Lutherans, right? As like a political body in the U.S. or in different parts of the U.S., right? All those guys, politics, through and through. They're barely more than politicians, right? They are intertwined and bound by politics. Why everyone's like, why doesn't the Pope do this? Why doesn't the Pope do that? Why is the Bishop Council doing this shit? Like, because they're politics. They're the religious version of your fucking representative. Your parish priest, you know, may not be steeped in the politics, and if he is, well, heavens help you, you know? But I'm like, that's what you have to understand. Party politics are as much a part of the church as they are in any church organization, as they are the fucking Senate. The Senate, just pick any branch of Christianity, and there are party politics involved. So now I am gonna finish playing this clip, this clip here.
Big bully.
Oh, he hits her with a bottle. All right.
So, again, we get to like a level of ridiculousness that you often see in these stupid, look how hateful the white man is against the Jews, where this woman just like, you're a bully. So he doesn't just smack her with a bottle, which is, you know, without a sound effect, it's hard to tell, but he actually kills her. So he, see, and now we get the blood libel stuff comes in again. So he kills this woman, and then he wraps her up in a carpet, and when no one's looking, hides her body in the Jews' wagon. You know,
right.
So he can frame the Jew for killing a girl.
Right, because that's fucking something fucking goys do, right?
Of course, I have been known to. I can't even say that.
I have been known to hit a girl. I have been known to drink a bottle of fine wine that's been aged gracefully, and then turn to the fucking closest woman next to me on the bar and just bash her over the head with it. Then I throw her body in
the wildest haymaker.
I just throw I hit her wildest haymaker. I throw the fucking bash her over the head with the bottle. Fucking kill her, take her dead body. No one stops me, right? Take her dead body, throw it in the back of my pickup truck, drive it out to the nearest cornfield, make a crop circle, and all my buddies gather around me. Cooks there, Magic's there. We all just gather around the nearest cornfield, right? And we fucking do chants and we sacrifice.
We steal the farmer's corn too.
we sacrifice her to the fucking chaos gods. Fucking chaos undivided. You know, and then we fucking
invoke the ancient Negro magic.
Yes, we invoke the ancient Jewish rites.
Still holding.
We invoke the ancient alien magic.
Yeah,
and here you are,
the ancient Negro Jewish rites. Our resident Lebanese Jew Ranbot has to be there. We fly him out from Japan. Just for this moment.
And we I can't even keep it serious anymore. Yeah, we fucking burn all the corn and stuff and then eat it. We burn all the corn to make popcorn, and that's how you get Landfield Baku popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. Landfield Baku popcorn. We guarantee every kernel was popped and a fire for the chaos gods. That's just so ridiculous. But yes, right? It's like we guys often do this, you know, just killing maidens and sacrificing them on the altar of our gods and then blaming the Jew for it. Right? That's a thing we do.
I suppose you could always... Oh,
fucking...
Goodbye then.
Alrighty. What a fucking bit.
That's what we're always doing, right?
Yeah.
Ask the ADL. Ask the ADL. Why they exist.
Fellow enthusiast.
Well, they exist, of course. No, that's just always defect. You just tease it like and that happens to be Pat wagon.
But I wanna
wraps up the girl, throws her in the fucking wagon, and then wouldn't you know it, he comes home. He has no idea that there's this dead girl in his wagon. He just has no idea. He just comes home for Passover. It just happens to be Passover too, right? Just.
And I'll get to the part where they're like, this is the fucking insane part.
I just found this rag from that fucking Jew's wagon. I don't know how I know this. I bet he did it.
I found it by Seligman's store.
Here we go.
That's blood on that. I found it by Seligman's store. The Jew's store. Isn't tonight their Passover? Don't they need Christian blood?
And here's the fucking insane part.
The sillier.
I
murder. If you didn't be ridiculous, get the Jew. Just yelling nonsense. Get the Jew. They took our James. Any other talk?
I don't know why they fucking. It's just a bunch of people going. The Jews. Right, because that's how we all are, right? We're just like a bunch of fucking pirates. Hey.
Piracy's my bit.
I should know, stream sniper 1 million. But yeah, right, it's fucking piracy isn't your. I've been a pirate longer than you have. Come on, everyone knows I fucking restream everyone's content over here. Dude, I be restreaming everyone from fucking Magic to Night Nation reviews sometimes.
Oh, that kind of pirate, okay.
I may not have any rum on me, but I got some fucking potato.
Swim the dicks, you little shite!
I got some.
You we can.
Good, keep it down.
Better be clean.
Keep it down, matey. I got some fucking.
You fucking gob shite.
I got some fucking potato wine in the back, and some good covers on that too. Fucking. My inner Irish comes out.
If the Archimedean seniors could
My
see
inner
me now.
fucking eroticism Irish. I got some good covers in the back.
How do you sound so good with like an actual accent, but you can't speak English very well? Because you said that just fine, I think.
Because I don't know.
Pulling together.
I mean, I can theorize. I can theorize. Now there are certain accents that my Lotusism comes through, like British. Oi, mate, have you got a cup of tea on you? It does not. It is not. It is like a funny accent to do, somewhat, because you know, like how it interacts with my Lotusism stuff. But a large part of it has to do with I give my voice more gravitas, like more gravity to my voice,
okay, so
and more gravel. Hurts my fucking language.
Is it because perchance do you speak more with the chest rather than the nose?
That would actually exactly be it. I was actually about to say it's probably because I dig deeper. I use my when I do an accent, like especially one that is supposed to be more like a very stern and masculine accent, like a fucking Irishman that's just come home from the pub and he wants to get some good pussy. If I do something like that, it's almost like singing. An odd way to describe it, I know.
It's
it's like it reminds me of like singing. Because when I sing,
or intoning, right? Yeah.
When I sing,
that makes sense.
Pull air, you constrict your lungs. I constrict my chest muscles around my lungs, and my windpipe, I pull air up and use my diaphragm to pull air and flex my diaphragm. So
right.
I think, but that's not, you know, my natural voice doesn't ever.
Yeah, you have to actually like concentrate on it.
Yeah, which is the funny thing, right? Your voice never interacts with your diaphragm for a lot of people. Your voice is always more resonant in the nose, which for me is funny because I have small nostrils and a large nasal cavity. No joke, which is why my voice sounds the way it does. Like I've even had doctors be like, "Hey, does his voice always sound so nasally?"
Look at all the precious little
and my
nightmares.
mother always had to explain, "Nah, his voice is just super fucking nasally. Like his voice is nasally, not congested. Don't know why. I had a fucking I had a fucking teacher who actually told me that
they hunt you, don't they?
Likely.
The angels. Do they ever say anything to you?
And when I got pneumonia, years later, an X-ray fucking confirmed it. So. Anyway, but nah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, because I tend to use a sort of nasally voice with the boys, but
a natural voice.
Like my preferred mid-tone is my preferred tone is actually around the
endless.
mid.
Well, that's the benefit.
I'll tell you what, I have a lot of fun when I actually like dig deep, because you can fucking.
You can actually go all the way.
When I'm speaking from like the base of my lungs, that's when it's fun because you can fucking feel the little smile on my fucking face. I'm sure.
Yes.
I know, right?
Goodbye for now.
Like this is the funnest thing I used to do to everyone.
Because when I dip in that deep, it's usually like I am directly confronting someone who needs their ass beat, and I am behaving like an absolute shithead.
Oh, this is the funnest thing. I use Abaddon.
Oh, hello, Zeke.
Abaddon, can you hear us? War Master, awaken! War Master is War Master, you sound like fucking.
Welcome to Evermeet.
I don't.
You okay, man?
I don't know if I can say this with a straight face.
The angels have torn open
War
another
Master,
rupture.
are you okay?
Fill it with Vitaplast before this whole
War
shit
Master
goes
Abaddon,
topsy-turvy.
you sound like Fulcrum's chicken in your pickle there. Tell us more about
First. Funny story, actually. That's also what Fulgrim would say.
Yes, dude. Warmaster, can I pick you pickle? Why did I sound like fucking Mr. Krabs when I said that. Is that just me or Warmaster, can I pick
a little bit, yeah. Alright. So, what's next on the list?
Well, let's see. Who else is there left to offend? We've already offended Jews, right? We've offended the Jews. I wonder, if I put this up on YouTube, is it gonna stay up? I wonder if it would. I just want to put it up and see how long it takes before they take it down and I guess how what is it you want to know?
And now it's off. Why'd you turn it off?
Because you were sleeping.
Really?
I only paused it.
Zeke's girlfriend was in the back. And he has fucking roleplay? Hell, ooh, excuse me, hell yeah. Oh, also boy. Drinks if you got them. Now, I gotta know, Zeke, how long have you been playing this game?
Years.
Because I'll be honest, I've been playing this game since, yep, you've been playing this a long time. I've been playing this game since 2018. I started out on console and I moved to just yesterday I merged my account, not yesterday, a couple days ago, it was Thursday, I merged my PlayStation account and I merged my PlayStation accounts and let me see if I can capture this. I might not be able to. I'll be completely honest. My audience. I don't know if I can 100% accurately capture this, because like that should be that down. There you go, I've got you over here. Alright. Now, I don't know how long that video will take. I don't know necessarily. So, dear audience, if it does cut out, just let me know. Sorry, I can't help it. I've got the screen captured from Discord. So if you're gonna like switch to something else, just let me know.
Skitter girl, you little
I'm just saying, if you're gonna like, you're like, hey, I want to show this video, don't show me anything that might be not anyway, but see, I'll ask you. Let's see. We've offended the Jews, we've offended Negroes, we've offended probably Christians at this point. Who's left to offend? I know. What do you all think of the state of like modern gaming? Yeah, what do y'all think of, like, Zeke? Cook, what do y'all think of the state of gaming right now?
I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm actually pretty psyched. Overall, it's not great, but Dragon's Dogma is coming out, and I'm really fucking happy about that. I'm really pleased that Baldur's Gate 3 won like Game of the Year. Didn't necessarily make up for like last year's fucking win with the what was it? Fucking Last of Us Part 2, and it's fucking like Jewish bullshit. But
I only have faith in Capcom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What do you think of?
It's mostly just like there's like individual titles that I really appreciate, and there's like a couple of developers like Larry and that I do trust. But there's some good stuff coming down, dude. Fucking From Software. Its DLC is about to hit for Elden Ring. Huh?
Took them a while.
Yeah. They recently did a couple updates to the files. You can check this stuff on SteamDB. They're like doing like preparation patches for like the DLC to hit.
I'll be honest. I have
what's up?
I have no faith in like modern like established modern gaming companies. I have absolutely whatsoever. Because we're talking about the same gaming companies that for years have given us like dog shit game. And now all of a sudden everyone's like, oh hey, they're coming out with good titles. Yeah, sure, it'll be nice to see how long it'll last, but at the same time, they've given us
I really just haven't played like a lot of the dog shit titles that have come out. Like I know what you're talking about, but like I didn't play fucking. I didn't play half of these fucking games that people are like complaining about.
Well,
I'm not a fucking console gamer, so I can go back and play like fucking stuff from 2002 that was fucking decent.
True, right? But at the same time, you know, I'm not even talking about fucking console games. I'm just talking about in general gaming. Like you're talking about the same people that fucking, you know, they, right, when they change, when they remaster,
Plenty
I
needs
guess would be
saying
the
too.
term.
This place is one bad decision away from heading straight back into
Dead
hell.
Space.
Travel well.
Right?
Yeah, they changed a whole bunch of shit and made it gay.
Yeah, they did. Like, fucking, they changed 2 characters in it, made those 2 characters gay. It wasn't like a fucking what you would think a remaster. Now, updated.
Only place to find
Do you watch American Krogan?
No, I don't. I've heard great stuff.
Okay, because that he actually did a 10-minute video. I am going to get you the link for that, and if you would like to play it, you may.
Alright, shit, let's fucking do it.
I was gonna ask you guys what you think of my character designs here that have been released.
Oh, I was gonna say something on that earlier, but then me and Cook started talking. Your Oberon character, its colors fucking suck.
Oberon, which
as a Oberon main, fucking colors hurt.
Nasia. Nidus is one of Cook. You might like Nidus.
Of course, Cook's gonna fucking like Nidus. All right, grab me that video. Grab me the video link. I will.
Looks cool.
Just put it
Toss
in
it
stream
to,
links.
Oh, I sent it to you in DMs.
Ah, gotcha.
Stream links.
There you go.
No, I got it. No, I don't want to.
My favorite one, I think, is Volt.
Oh, you don't like?
But I always wanted to try.
I love Oberon, but
He doesn't like your color scheme.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Here's my favorite one that I like to use.
One hand for
Checks out.
yourself and one for the
It kind of looks almost like it's out of what was that one game you really like?
Cook.
Cook.
Destiny? Yeah, he looks somewhat like a Titan.
Not Destiny.
Oh, Oh, dude, yeah, he does. I have that same palette. It's called...
PlayStation game. It was a PlayStation game, and the sequel was really bad with Alex Mercer.
Oh, Prototype.
Yeah, he looks like something on a Prototype.
Oh yeah, the fucking armored up form.
You got Saren. Tried to make her look like a fleshy mushroom.
What about the Hydra one? Can I see some of the skills on that?
Hydra? Oh, Hydroid? You would like Hydroid.
Yeah.
Hydroid sucks now, doesn't he?
Not really. He like summons tentacles in water and like does tidal waves and stuff.
Yeah, but
he's very ocean and pirate themed.
Yeah, so that's one of the ones. Volt is one of the ones, and
Tanya, Trinity Prime.
I think that's about it.
She's got her lobster ass still going on.
As far as the game meta goes,
Valkyrie is one of my favorites too.
Valkyrie's been falling off. All right, unmute this.
Here's Volt Prime.
That they were remaking Dead Space.
Yeah, that's the one that I wanted.
Moment of mild excitement before.
All right, here we go.
I'm gonna actually drop like $5 to grab a fucking Prime one to be able to actually fucking use it.
I've never seen any of these. What are these?
$5 to grab a Prime Access or a fucking Prime?
Hold up. They really did that, huh?
Did what?
This.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What's wrong with your face? What's wrong with your face?
Dude, so many people were making those memes. Okay, I'm gonna share. Stop stream. I'm gonna share this video with you. Alright.
Most other remakes, they'd probably update the game's political messaging to conform to today's standards. Well, the remake is out now, and I've played
supposedly this guy sucks, though.
So I wanted to share my thoughts on the changes made to it. For those unfamiliar, Dead Space was a sci-fi horror video game released in 2008 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. You play as Isaac Clarke, an engineer sent on a mission to repair the USG Ishimura.
What's that Cora?
A mining vessel that sent out an SOS
this one?
before its communications went dark. Long story short, the crew found an alien artifact that turned them all
I
into
never seen this
monsters,
one before.
and Isaac has to fight to survive and ensure these monsters don't make it back to Earth.
Okay.
To be honest, the story was
Sevagoth?
never all that great.
That looks
That
cool.
was okay because the story was mostly there to serve.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Which were always
He's like wearing skin.
Graphically and mechanically, the remake looks and feels fantastic.
This was my original.
Rebuilt from the ground up using the Frostbite engine, which is a rather remarkable upgrade to the Tiger Woods PGA Tour engine.
It looks so different than I'm used to.
There are
than I
some hitching
remember.
issues when loading
Ooh,
in
that looks
sections of
cool.
the map, but they're somewhat minor depending on several factors.
What's Wisp?
Regardless, within the first 5 minutes, you'll notice some alterations. Nicole, Isaac's girlfriend,
I'm gonna have to fucking mute you all.
still a blonde woman, but she's much older and more haggard now. People have argued here that this is because the actress herself has simply aged.
Another
There's
water
some truth
themed
to
one.
this, but I don't think it's the full story. Now, bear with me for a moment because I'm about to get real autistic. The
I don't
original
have a
actress
Wisp
was,
fucking-
oddly enough, a Mexican woman, which speaks to how in 2008 it was entirely acceptable for developers to retain a Nordic phenotype from storyboarding, even if the actress who ended up being cast wasn't white.
Alright, never mind. I thought he was gonna do something
The
cringy.
physical appearance of the character to the actress, which appears to be somewhat of a norm today. There's also an emergent trend in game development today to render female characters less attractive. Look at the recent example of Horizon Zero Dawn, whose character Aloy had a much wider face in the sequel than she did in the original. In fact, looking at her real-life Dutch model, I might even argue the original modeling made her somewhat less attractive by widening her lower jaw and overall dialing back her femininity. This is what I think the developers of the Dead Space remake did to Tanya Clarke's in-game model. There's also the consideration that if the devs wanted to, they could have de-aged her. There wasn't some facet of motion capture that forced them to include her wrinkles. Isaac Clarke's in-game model actually looks younger than that in the original. And comparing the actor to the in-game model, it seems they actually got rid of his wrinkles and even got rid of his receding hairline. There's also the fact that Kendra Daniels, another female character in Dead Space, now has much smaller breasts, a flattened butt, and is overall much older and less attractive as well. Just compare some recent footage of the actress to her in-game model, and it seems readily apparent to me that the developers made these changes on purpose.
Well, yeah, they don't want having, they don't want guys to fucking look at some fucking sexy butt stuff and, yeah, look at the tits on this one, you know?
Sexy butt stuff.
Well, I don't know what else you want to call it, but I mean that is what it is, right? They don't want guys looking at this like,
whoa, what the hell?
Yeah, nice. You know? Shit like that.
I ain't even seen this before.
What?
It's just a chainsaw.
What's just a
The Google saw?
It sucks before you ask it.
But it looks so cool.
Here, I will show everyone what he's. I don't have this. I can. Maybe I can't.
Just looking at all these new. Ah, yes, the MK1 bow stuff.
I have that thing in.
No.
This is what he's talking about. This thing right here. It's called the Ghoul. Now, want to look at my. This is the proper colors for an Oberon. Wait for it to. There we go.
Black and green.
Not black and green.
It's like a yellow green.
Not a yellow green either. Oh yeah, right. You guys are.
These color palettes weren't always available back when I played. Like, you've got wings that I've never seen before.
It's an ephemera I got from Nightwave. I think it was Nightwave Act.
Hey, Slipstream?
Yes, sir.
Remind me to send you a friend request or my Steam code later on.
Will do.
Yeah, we can play some D2 together. Probably beat the final shape. That's the last thing I'm probably gonna do in the game, and then.
Actually, so.
Install.
Dude, that's what fucking. Okay, I said we were gonna talk about this. So, this is what fucking sucks about modern games. We'll get to the watching the rest of the American Kogan thing, right? But the thing that fucking sucks about modern gaming is the fucking I mean, honestly, it's the level of absolute shite that they put out today and call it a story, right? Now, I'm not saying Warframe has a fantastic story. I don't buy into that bullshit. Oh guys, the Warframe story is fucking awesome. Fucking soy jacking right now. Lol.
I would kind of agree.
You know, like, it is better than Destiny 2. It is leagues better.
One of the issues as well is the like the developers that put out something where you really can't fucking lose, and then just like that's, you know, call that combat or gameplay or whatever. Like, it's, if there's a point where you can, no, scratch that. If you can cut through the enemies like butter, that's not good game design.
True, but then I see your point.
There needs to be a back and forth. There needs to be some form of difficulty involved with that.
I see your point, and I raise you that I have no problem, right? If you're talking about, like, using Warframe, right? Talking about its story, I don't think its story is some fantastic fucking thing, but to get to the level where I'm at now, well, yeah, I can fucking go, like, I remember when, what's it called, like, level 10 of Oath, basically. Like, that level right after Plains of Eidolon was fucking hard as shit. Like, Zeke definitely knows what I'm talking about. Like, everyone has been to that point where they were on Oath, and they were running solo. And it's like, oh my god, dude, these are so hard.
Well, but I'm talking about games in general, and like certain people's outtakes of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, to further drive on that point, you have a game that starts out tough, but then, you get to that level where you can just fucking nuke the map or something like that, or killing enemies, right? No problem. Barely a scuff. That, it introduces power creep, yes, but a game like that is actually pretty cool. Where there are mechanics that you have to learn that will make you basically a demigod, but it takes time to learn those mechanics and to get better as you go along. That is a good recipe.
This is something that I've noticed with D2 as well, where it's like, yes, you become a demigod, but at the same time, like, you go into the Crucible and you're one demigod amongst like fucking 14 other demigods trying to fucking vie for the top position. Good luck.
Yeah.
Right, but the thing is, right, is each fucking character and each fucking skill set can do various different things.
Ooh.
And the more that you learn about what those things do and how they function and how to fucking beat them, like, that's the game. It's not just, okay, you see a group of enemies, congratulations, you win. And like, that's why people fucking loved, like, legendary difficulty, right? The fucking legendary campaigns in the fucking game. Because there was an actual fucking challenge. And like, I remember playing through the fucking legendary campaign of Witch Queen with, I think, Ajax and Azer. And dude, it was fucking great. There were moments that I fucking had flashbacks to Halo. Do you remember the fucking, what was it, the Ascent?
Yes. Oh my, hold
where
on.
You had to fucking climb the tower, and it's the fucking, like, it's that fucking music. That fucking music that plays, Path, it's like Path to Exile or something like that.
Dude, that was...
And I fucking love that, where you had to, like, fucking find the right teleporter in this fucking, like, maze while getting shot at, and fucking, you had to use your fucking brain. It was fucking awesome.
It was extremely... Dude, I don't know how many times... Now, I did not play that on...
You found the target. Capture them quickly before they escape.
What's the one that's just below Legendary?
It's the regular.
No, I'm talking about the Halo mission.
Oh, Heroic.
Yeah, Heroic. But I played that with, like, basically I played it with, like, the skulls that I had,
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your
it
part
was the
is
skull
done
that
here,
basically
Kenna.
turned off.
Watch yourself.
In Halo
Rainier are on the way.
Turns off what, like healing? Yeah, so was it Black Eye? Was it
it
was the radar that got turned off?
It basically, like, it turned off my entire hood, and I also turned on the skull so I didn't have crosshairs or anything like that. And I had no crosshairs, no radar, and I also turned on the skull that made alien weapons less effective. So basically, like, the they weren't as accurate. They were less accurate. Their ammo was capped at like half and all that. So you had to rely on your human weapons. Well, when you fucking run out of ammo for those human weapons, you're fucked. Right? All that surrounds you is a bunch of fucking...
Now get to
so
extraction.
having to learn, that forced you to think of like, okay, you know, I've died fucking 20 times or whatever, right? I have
you need to be able to master the actual game, like where the pickup locations are, and...
Well, not only that, but remembering like, okay, I know there's more ammo here. Alright, so I can go here and grab more ammo, but I have 400 ammo for my assault rifle, right? My max is 600. This will give me if I'm at 0, it's going to fill me back up almost to max, right? Like 500 and something. So I don't pick that up now. You know, thinking about that, okay, there's a boot, there's a squad of boots in here, there's a couple fucking elites, and a shit ton of grunts. And there's like 2 or 3 jackals that are gonna fucking hide behind, 2 or 3 squads of jackals that are gonna fucking hide behind those shields and fucking shoot at me while I'm taking care of the grunts. I gotta think, you know, okay, kill the boots are gonna charge, fucking dodge the boots, drop them from the back, kill the squad of grunts with a grenade.
Your mindset's on like a really methodical sort of quality, and like that's one of the things that I absolutely love about the original Dead Space is like it's almost like a fucking subversion of horror, because the purpose of horror is to fucking get scared, right? But the way that you kill enemies in Dead Space,
you can't even kill them.
So methodical. It is so methodical, and so it like forces you into this position where like the easiest way to play the game is to like how to put it. It's like it's to like get like that fucking cold expression on your face and like zone out and like, okay, shoot there, shoot there, shoot there, and it's like fucking it's like you're fucking oh god, how to put it? Do you remember that, like those moments in fucking like movies where like the thing goes slow-mo?
Yeah.
It's like an entire fucking room or an entire like a game of like putting you into that fucking mindset where like it's a badass trainer, right? It trains you how to be a fucking badass.
Like, okay, so whenever I played Legendary Campaign of the Witch Queen for the first time, right? That first mission where you have to put the tribute to like even get into the Throne World, right? You do the tribute thing, you gotta collect the tribute right after you kill the Hive Knight and all that shit. You gotta get into the portal to get into a Throne World, you gotta collect the tribute and all that shit. That was so hard. I kid you not, I tallied this, right? Like, I died over 20 times. In one run, I fucking died 20 times. I'm like, fuck this shit. I stepped away. I was like, really? Dude,
Holy shit. Oh my god, I feel sorry for you, but I think that took me like 3 tries.
I played it, yeah, but you had 3 people. I played it start to finish solo.
Oh no, I was solo for the first like I think 6 missions.
I was solo for like the first. Now I will be honest, when it comes to, you know, like for as often as I play Destiny, I don't play a lot of in-game content, so a lot of the weapons that would be better that you get from in-game, I just don't have them. I have I have weapons you can get from strikes, I have gambit weapons, I have fucking crucible weapons, and I have a lot of weapons you can get from the seasons and from the campaigns. I don't have the weapons that you would get from something like Root of Nightmares that are fucking popping right now. That fucking assault rifle. Rufus something or another. The new sidearm that's the meta now. I don't have that. I don't have a lot, like the machine gun from
So what I'm hearing is You need to get you into some raids, because those are some serious fucking fun, dude.
Yeah, like, raids are fun, you know? Like, here's the thing. I did, Garden of Salvation. I've done that raid. I've finished it. I got shitty weapons from it, but I finished it.
That's probably one of the ones I haven't done.
I did, well, that was back when I was on PlayStation. I had an actual clan. But, you know, like, the thing, fucking, all my friends that I had planned were on, like, PlayStation. When I came over to PC, I didn't have that same clan. I didn't have, like, it was a PlayStation-only clan. The clan fucking fell apart. And just trying to find that group of buddies to fucking play with and do raids with, like, the fucking LFG thing just fucking sucks.
Yeah.
You need an actual clan.
I've done it before. I've done it before, and it can work, but I'll tell you what, trying to do the day one experience on LFG, I was stuck for, like, the fucking
I didn't even
week.
try.
Yeah, I was fucking trying for 3 days in a row, almost nonstop. Like, I got up, tried to fucking beat the Root of Nightmare. Nope. Everyone was fucking dying on that, what was it, the fucking, the planets encounter.
See,
and that one was what fucked me, and I fucking hated the team for that. Like, all of the people that fucking wound up, like, just bailing on me and fucking up, and
I hated that.
It stings, man. It fucking stings.
I hated that, but the other thing on top of that, right? That is a fun part, though. Excuse me, that is a fun part. Oh gosh, twice
Maybe
in a row.
with friends, but with randos, it's like you can't figure out their fucking their quirks in such a short amount of time, like what they're good at and what they're bad at.
Yeah.
And you can't fucking, like, you can't build like a cohesive teamwork strategy.
No,
like, when you're just showing
can't.
up, you know what I mean?
It's impossible to just be like, you know, you can't ask them, oh, what are you good at, what do you suck at? Because not everyone, like, if you ask me, what are you good at, what do you suck at, I'm like, well, I played enough fucking dungeons and I've done enough raids. Right? Like, I've done 2 or 3 raids with the bros. Now, the raids I did was, I always did fucking Garden of Salvation. I done that one a fuck ton. But
yeah, and then there's the whole thing where it's like the fucking like the raid leader, quote unquote, will ask you to like fucking change your shit, but that will like completely screw over your build, and then you have to like create an entirely new build around that fucking equipment, and it's like
this is what I love, right? So I had a raid leader.
That fucks team cohesion. Sorry.
I had a raid leader who was really good. Like, if you wanted to do a raid and you were looking for a raid leader, you always wanted him, and he was the raid leader for a lot of shit in our clan. Wasn't always, and the thing that sucked is if you did a raid, if you wanted to do a raid, he would do like fucking, he would be, like, basically there was like a roster, right? He'd be like, alright, I'm home from work. If you want to do a raid, message me tonight, your team, your like, who's going to be in it, and I will do a raid with everyone who wants to do a raid. But I'm doing this raid. And this is before they introduced the weekly rotations, right? So all the raids were Pinnacle. Every single week. So he's like, so it'll be like, this week I'm doing, like, he's like, this week I'm doing Garden of Salvation. You want to do that raid? Message me tonight. I'll put a team together, and it was like a fucking, you know, because this guy could be like, alright, this is the weapons that work. Like, he'll be like, pulse rifles are really fucking good for this boss. Or these, like, whatever. Like, we need a couple people with pulse rifles. I'm like, I fucking love pulse rifles. I'm your guy. And he'd be like, alright, equip this exotic. Do you have this exotic, this exotic, this exotic? I'm like, I got this, and he'd give you a fucking build. Just right on the spot. Could be like, bam, here's a build. He could be like, you know, this rocket launcher isn't working for you, but switch to this rocket launcher if you have it, or tell me what rocket launcher you do have. He's like, well, I got this. Alright, grab that rocket launcher from your vault. Like, he could do shit like that in his head. He can meta game shit like that. It was awesome.
But the thing about that is, like, That's also something that bothers me, is the fact that like there is a fucking meta, and if you don't follow it, then you're not. Like there's the whole fucking thing where it's like, ooh, you're disrespecting your team. You're fucking like how to put it? Like there's people that will fucking demand like that everyone run the meta shit, so that like and if you don't, like they'll accuse you of not respecting the other player's time. And it's the same with like those same players will accuse like the developers of that, where like oh this game, you know, this raid only takes like an hour if you follow like the meta strat, so it respects the player's time more. Like it's I don't understand the mentality, and I don't want to understand the mentality of someone who will play a game and not want to actually play the game, right? Or they just want to get the rewards and say they beat it. And it's I won, the end, right?
And it's
a whole bunch of people that just, yeah, it's a whole bunch of people that just want to.
They don't want to enjoy the experience.
The game.
Yeah,
they don't actually want to play the game. Like I don't know what motivates them.
They want the emblem.
But I know that they don't want to actually play. You know what I mean?
It's like
their entire thing, their entire objection revolves around like them not wanting to actually play the fucking game.
They want the visual senses, and all the time they want all that shit.
They have never once.
It's like they want just the dopamine hit, because it's. I don't think that the rewards, like in-game rewards, fucking motivate them.
I would love to say they're like, you know, I have met many players who's like their sole strategy is just like, I want the fucking.
Here they come. After all those years,
right? And I get that, you know. I get it. I'm playing this way because I need to shoot them. So I'm going to playing this activity
Albrecht
until I
could no longer
get
distinguish between the indifference and himself.
So it's like
in theory he was.
Maybe it's the delusion of like fucking FOMO, right?
There is a defense system of sorts.
I don't even think it's that.
Gather enough of the floating phosphine glyphs, and they should reinvigorate the organs or
I don't have a problem with metagaming shit. Is there's always, no matter how hard you try to have a meta, you'll just make either like a shitty game or a game that intentionally has a meta anyway. Because you make a gun by the sheer fact of, well, this gun is good at this versus this, you have made a meta, right? If you have a game that you play shotgun, good at just going into the room. That's just going to be right? But conversely, if you're in an open fucking space, shotguns are really good. Well, the meta, but you know, something like an assault rifle and having a secondary.
Encounter design is part of game design.
Yeah,
and so you design the space, you design the fucking weapon, and you design the enemies, and you fucking design all of that shit and how it interacts.
Right? It's like
you just need to do a better job designing it. At least
Bungie really sucks. They really suck at designing. Because right now,
it's the entire concept of meta is bad design.
He could have given lessons in
you got all these fucking meta slaves. You got all these fucking meta slaves that literally won't use anything unless like their favorite fucking E-streamer like fucking screams the fucking weapons praises from the fucking mountaintop of YouTube.
I saw no
yeah,
reason
but
to punish
that's
them
why
for
you
his
fucking bother.
negligence.
That's some people, guys, and I think you might always have that.
I
but
beat back the infested,
fundamentally,
and by
I don't
the
think
void
meta
I shall
is
see
a
the
bad
end of
game
these
design.
monsters.
I think it is an integral part of it, right? Like, think about this. Okay, Cook, if you were to design a game where you have classes are better in a built-in piece where you created a bit of meta because of that.
Well, that's how builds work. But what I'm saying is, like, the mentality of metagamers, and like, there's always going to be something that's better than others in regards to builds, and there's going to be different situations in which something is better than others, right? But that said,
having
creating this
that'll just fuck that gun sort of thing.
Yeah, where if you like, if you're in a raid, for instance, and you're not playing fucking or sorry, you weren't playing fucking what is it, Dawn Blade Warlock before the fucking nerf, but you weren't on a raid team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's like if you're playing Warlock and you're not playing fucking like the specific overpowered fucking class that doesn't fucking that gets none of the fucking limelight, right? None of the fucking credit. Well, guess what? You're not on the raid team. And so, like, most of the fucking teams were just fucking retarded hunters and chaotic titans.
Well, I see you with the Warlock thing.
Yes, I am Bloodlock.
Yes, I fucked out.
I have an incredible amount of spite, both for Bungie and the fucking players that created this kind of fucking mentality where if you're not fucking running this specific thing that I want, fuck you.
Oh, I get this a lot. So
like it's not your fucking character, like it's not your fucking, like, you don't get to play the game, you just have to fucking go along with everyone else and fucking, you know.
Right. So,
be like as quick as possible.
Dust yourself down, Dick. We are still alive.
I hate
Rejoin
it
me
when
and the
people make
Kalimo sequence made.
you know,
and like some of the worst shit is like most of the time when it is the meta stuff, right? Just because it's the meta doesn't mean it's
something else can't be
good
used
for a particular player. Like, I'm not good with well. That's just the reality of it.
Now, comparatively,
I mean,
I'm fucking awesome with
well is fucking overpowered, or was overpowered.
Still is.
And it could fucking win encounters all on its own.
Still is.
But the thing is, right, is...
Well...
Like, it doesn't fucking make a difference. Like, my fucking skill level, because I'm using a fucking kit that I really don't like, and it's not a question of I'm unfamiliar with it. I'm quite familiar with it. I just don't like it. I don't like its playstyle. Fucking, I don't mesh well with it. It brings my fucking performance down. And, like, I'm sure that's the case with a lot of fucking players who will use shit like fucking, oh, hang on.
Yeah, to continue on what you're saying, you know, I don't know if you can look it, but I hate it when, like, you know, you get yelled at for being like my main is it's not Void Warlock, it is Threadweaver Warlock. So, you know, fucking Strand. But I really hate people. I really hate it. People are just like, oh, fuck, don't place your place your Titan bubble like that. Place it like this. No, don't put your Titan bubble there. Put your Titan bubble fucking You know?
Yeah, fucking fun police shit.
Yeah, like that sort of shit. I hate that. Don't put your Titan bubble though. Put your Titan bubble like this. And I fucking just like I had someone do that to me in my own fucking LFG, and I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
You're right.
I
kept it buried in, and it was fucking.
I didn't. I told him, dude, shut up. There was nothing wrong with the fucking, like, he placed his well, and then I fucking placed my Titan bubble, right, behind the well, but the sword thing was within, like, the center sword was within the Titan bubble, so it doesn't get damaged. Because a boss, like, especially fucking the Wyvern, we were doing the final encounter Wyvern boss, excuse me, for the
final encounter Wyvern boss on, I think, what was it, the garden, right?
No, the garden is a Minotaur type boss thing, but no, sorry, my drunken haze. No, it was the final Wyvern boss for Spire of the Watcher, which is a newer dungeon that came out in
that was
Season
fun.
of the Sarah. It's really fun. The weapons are really cool. I like the Western sort of cowboy aesthetic to the armor, to the weapons, all of that. Now, of course, the Warlock armor fucking sucks.
As usual.
Oh, Bungie needs to figure out how to do Warlock armor.
Bungie needs to start doing right by Warlocks.
They shaft us all the time, don't they? Anyway, that aside.
Dude, the fact that they gave, like, fucking Titans Devour and or Titans and Hunters Devour is fucking... Like, that's emotionally distressing.
You have no idea, like, I pretty much, I went from being, like, I hated Void Titan to now I love it. Void Titan is awesome.
Well, you never run out of Overshield.
Hell yeah.
Well, not even to mention, you know...
hold still while I fist you.
Oh my god, that sounds so awful. Not even to mention the other half of that, which is...
Do you remember when Striker Titans were meta? Do you remember how many of them were just running around one-hitting, like, all over the damn place? It was fucking disgusting. No, you weren't even fucking playing during that time, I don't think.
Striker Titans, is that where you do the fucking flying punch?
Yes, but we're not even talking about the super.
Are you talking about the flying knee?
No.
The knee.
I love the flying knee. That was my favorite.
So there were a whole bunch of players that were running around one-hitting with the knee.
Yeah, I remember doing that to people.
While having the fucking shield from Antaeus wards.
It's great.
Oh my god.
So I want you to imagine this for a moment. You had an overshield from sprinting, you had a on-command reflect from on-command reflect from the slide with Antaeus wards, and then you could immediately go out from the slide into a fucking melee. So it didn't matter if your opponent had a fucking shotgun, they couldn't kill you. You could one-hit melee them, and they couldn't fucking kill you. So you had like a whole fucking team of Titans running around, just fucking meleeing people. It was such fucking bullshit.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But for that, the Pong 2 requires
you could probably pick out like the specific fucking date from that description.
Dude,
like the exact fucking date that all this stuff like got buffed and then like got fucking nerfed. The time that this was like running around.
I remember, right? But here's the other thing. Whenever they added Void Titan, a lot of people went from hating it because the survivability was fucking shit to loving it.
Yeah, because its survivability was literally the greatest. Because like they literally had the fucking nerf resistance because the 40% damage reduction plus the overshield was just dominating in all fucking content. PvP, PvE.
Resilience was the meta, and that's the thing, right? This is where meta problems come in.
Zeke smash.
If you design metas well, right? Like if you design metas well, okay, this type, shotguns perform well in close quarters engagement. Rifle on the open plains, you know, and more open areas. Rifles, snipers, rocket launchers are more, you know, rocket launchers are slightly, the effectiveness is decreased.
Like everything has its specific range. Like for instance, like the thing about like exotics is like they could cross boundaries.
Yeah.
Right. The thing
these
about like
the
graviton lance. The graviton lance was its particular design, I felt, was like a fucking sniper killer. It was a pulse rifle, and it behaved sort of like a scout rifle, but its range was in between that of a scout rifle and that of a sniper because of the lack of damage fall off and the heavy flinch. But it lost its heavy flinch with the fucking damage buff, which fucking ruined its role. Now it's just the same as every other fucking
rifle.
They did add the they decreased the damage buff, but they added the flinch back. It's not as heavy as it was. Like I remember, you know, graviton lance. You brought that to the fucking full, and you're like, oh, that was the sniper that fucking killed me. You hit someone with that, and like if you got hit with it, dude, I remember getting hit with it, and it was almost like almost completely broke your aim, right?
That was his fucking role. It was a hard fucking counter to snipers, and I fucking loved it for that. But now it's just your average fucking like high damage.
I mean, it is a high damage
is
assault,
aggravating.
But it functions. It's used more like a heavy, like how a heavy caliber assault rifle would be used in other games like Call of Duty.
Its range has effectively decreased.
Well,
its role is now no longer
it's
like
not
a thing.
It's not even its range, right? Because think about this: in a game like Battlefield or Call of Duty, where you have the heavy assault rifle, that heavy assault rifle, and even games that have an actual dedicated role of heavy assault rifle, their role that they perform is they have that high flinch, right? High damage, high recoil. And they're really good at like, there is enemy over there. You have a heavy assault rifle. Kill him. You know? They are a hard counter to a fucking sniper. Because that role is, well, I can go, like machine guns and heavy assault rifles are a hard role because a machine gun, there's a sniper over there in that corner of the map. Fucking, you know, team-based game, right? Get you fucking. I've got a secondary heavy fucking assault rifle, primary fucking machine gun, secondary. Daka. That way.
Right.
Like in Overwatch, you have characters like fucking Anna that's a hella good sniper. But then you got other characters like Bastion, who can put, you know, who are counters to that sort of thing. Like, okay, well, you're gonna sit on the back of the map. Well, I got a fucking machine gun turret. Or, you know, like you force them out of cover, you make them run, and you can kill them, or your fucking team can be like, your snipers can be, oh, enemy, bang.
Yeah. While they're repositioning and all that, you can force it, but there's
that was not the purpose of the graviton lance.
The whole point is the interplay, right? And whoever the new developers are, they don't understand the roles that the original archetypes fulfilled, and they're making a worse game because of it. Like there is that power fantasy aspect where they're they're leaning into certain things that are good, but there's too much that they're doing awful where it's just
it's scaling.
I don't give a shit about being a fucking superhero, you know what I mean?
That babbling
well, it's not even, you know, it's like the story has sucked. When you have a sucky story, right? Warframe right now is going through a thing where the story fucking sucks right now.
Yeah.
Like the direction it has taken, you know, like this is I'm playing through the quest Whisper in the Walls. I've played this quest before, but it kind of sucks. It does.
One of the first things that Bungie did was fucking ice the original story guy. Well, scratch that. The story guy left, and Bungie didn't want to keep him around because guess what? Fucking the Activision and like people in the fucking Bungie offices like fucked with the story too much from this dude's vision.
Yeah, and
it was fucked up. They fucking ruined it. They turned it into garbage. And like Bungie spent literal fucking years recovering. And then they fucking sacked Marty.
Yeah, and to the extent
and now they fucking sacked thanks to this latest fucking layoff firing thing. Guess what? All the fucking people that were on that were like fucking halfway decent, like Michael Salvatore, right? The other dude who did fucking Halo soundtracks. Well, guess what? He's not on the fucking thing anymore either.
No, and
literally all of the fucking I
people that
don't know this for certain. I don't know this for certain, but all of the fucking people that I noticed were getting sacked were old white dudes.
True, and here's the other thing, right? One of the so Beyond Light, beautiful, awesome. It is largely considered to be like when you ask everyone, well, what's their top 3 favorite campaigns, right? What do they always say? Forsaken, which I unfortunately never got to play because by the time I got into the game, the last season of Shadowkeep, and they removed it as soon as Beyond Light came out, and I was like, fuck, I can't play this now. I never got to play that campaign.
I didn't much like Forsaken's campaign. It was mostly the fact that it brought the endgame to a halfway decent state.
But
yeah, no, there was Forsaken, there was The Taken King, what else?
But yeah, right, well, I'm talking about like specifically Destiny 2. Now, if we're talking about Destiny overall, you know, it's gonna be fucking Forsaken, Taken King, and then you're gonna be like, you know, fucking
Witch Queen, right? It's
no. No?
Dude,
so many people hate Witch Queen.
Why? I loved it.
The campaign, awesome.
Yeah.
Fun to play through, right? It's when you consider the story implications of it. Like
I thought the story implications were great. I was like, we actually got like the full fucking lore on like the origins of like the fucking thing, like in game. Like we didn't have to dig through the fucking the lore cards to actually understand like Hive lore. I thought that was a great decision.
There's some good stuff that definitely came with it, but another thing is did you ever play the Parasite mission?
Yes.
Okay. So what is it that Savathun does with the veil?
Hmm?
What is the stated reason why the Witness left our solar system?
She hid the veil from the Witness.
Right. What was the stated reason in Destiny? And like Destiny as a whole, Destiny 1 and 2 up until that point. Why the darkness left? The Traveler's Sacrifice.
There was a whole different thing. Yeah, there was a whole different. There's a whole different like thing with that, I think.
Yeah, well, the
like
big thing is I liked playing through the story, but then when you have story beats like that, I fucking hate it.
Yeah, because like they tried to redefine like what the darkness was and is, and like the darkness at that point was like these 5 different fucking races, and oh, can't have that. That's racist. You know, races that are inherently bad and against humanity's survival. Nope. Guess we have to flood your fucking tower with Elixni refugees.
Oh, Zero Spicy was awesome for the
like
weapons
no one
gave
fucking,
us.
like no one fucking like delved into the actual implications of that. But like fucking like the fact that we have like a whole fucking like alien alliance and like all that shit.
Well, there are people that explore it, and it's like, okay, cool, there's this alien alliance against the darkness, right? And you have the Elixni and the tower, and the Cabal and the tower. And even to an extent, you know, as far as politics go, I fucking hate that story beat, but as far as the actual gameplay of it goes, it's alright. But, at that same time, this effort to redefine the darkness, I'm like, the thing I love...
It destroyed the original story, and I mean, on one hand, like, it's to be expected, because, like, they couldn't salvage anything from the original lore and story that was, like, created by the original writer.
Well,
so they were just kind of like they just kind of had to redefine and wing it so that it was this new group story. But the thing is no one likes that.
Well, even that was flawed because they didn't know what the darkness was any more than we did, right? And
I'm sure that they had an idea. They created the witness as the darkness, and
I like the darkness, the witness being one and the same. I hate that people always want to do this thing of, I see this in every single thing to the point where I absolutely, you know, in an early draft of the story I was writing, and I'm not kidding about this, this is not me doing the meme, I'm like, you know, I'm writing a story and this is, no, I mean, I'm actually, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually writing a story. There's a first chapter up, I'll link it sometime, whenever I get it done. But basically, as it's going, like one of the early story beats originally was going to be the like arcade, right? Like this is like one of the early story beats of chapter 2 is dealing with the first magic system that is introduced, which is.
Well, I think we're getting a bit off topic.
Well, I mean, kinda, but the point is, so many franchises do this, we're like, okay, there's these 2 powers, the light and the dark, right? Always, it's the light and the dark, the light side of the force and the dark side of the force. But then they have to have their personifications, and I hate that. Like, the god of light and the god of dark, you know? Unicron and Primus, fucking the Witness and the Winner and the Traveler, that sort of thing.
Well, at least in regards to this, at least in regards to Destiny 2, I liked the ideas that were in the Unveiling lore book. I very, very much like the implications of that one entry, the P23 or something like that.
Yeah,
where it went into detail about this specific molecule, and then had you question: is it is this molecule that keeps the this cell that keeps the balance in terms of your body's health? Like, is that part of the garden, or is that part of the winnower? Right? Is that part of the garden, or is that part of the winnower? And what exactly each of those spheres entails? I think that separating the ideas of like physical matter and like the mental spheres, like that was part of the original story from What's His Face.
And they
I feel like that was an original concept, and
Witch Queen tried kind of to keep this, you know, with like
there has to be like there is some genuine like cosmic philosophy going on.
You know, okay, So there is this idea, right?
And then
that...
like I love when I get like a fucking tidbit of that, because there are like riddles to it. There is like a fucking esoteric story. There is remnants of that original vision from the original author.
This new story that fucking comes in and rips that out.
Yeah, where it's a lot less of like, what is the darkness, what is the light, and why are you serving either one? And it's more of like, ooh, Crow has a new girlfriend. Oh, she died. Oh, Crow, like, it's fucking stupid faggot personality shit.
They shaft that man so fucking hard. You know, him and fucking Amanda start getting along, and then they're like, nope.
Well, yeah, of course. And then there's the whole fucking thing of like fucking like they have to show like the fucking like fucking toxic mass, because like the fucking Crow was like the fucking toxic masculinity, and like they have to fucking punish him for that, and then fucking.
Well, it wasn't even that, dude. Like it's like.
Well, I'm sure that there fucking was. Like there's no question in my mind that there was like a fucking. They created that shit as like a fucking effigy in Forsaken so that they can fucking torture him today. Or at least it serves as like a form of fucking justification or some shit.
Dude, it is like Forsaken. I would argue up until Forsaken there wasn't really a whole lot of that, you know, toxic masculinity and stuff like that we have now. But we got the toxic masculinity shit with fucking what's the season of Plunder. You know.
Ah, right. With what's his face, Spider.
No, season of Plunder. Season of the Splicer was Spider. Season of Plunder, they took Mithrax, right? And they like the.
Oh, the whole thing of like his secrets and the fact that he was once at one point like he was a bad guy.
And they're like, and it's like, well, actually, his daughter. Well, no, not even that. He's like, Aramis is evil. Aramis used the witness, and he's like, it's basically like this. Aramis is evil because she did this. She's like, Stasis, our salvation, trying to kill the Traveler. Wants to resurrect Nezarec, say that 3 times fast, to kill the Traveler. She wants to fucking murder us all. She has good intentions, I'm sure, but she is doing, like, unforgivable acts to achieve that, right? And because Destiny's writing team did not have the stone to be like, to do the thing of like, is it just like, you know, I honestly thought where they were gonna go with that was like, well, is Aramis? Yeah, Aramis is unequivocally doing basically unforgivable acts by the morality of the Guardians in the last city. Unforgivable acts, but she's doing it for her people. Are they actually going to make that argument of, you know, to do?
Well, I think that they did, but at the same time, I thought it was actually really gutsy and clever of them to go along with the like, if your actions are motivated from the wrong fucking if your decisions are bad decisions, it doesn't matter if they're like
your
fucking
intentions.
if you have a good intentions or not. The horrible actions and the people that you're helping with that will corrupt your intentions, so that it doesn't matter what you wanted. What you get is just a pile of shit.
That was awesome, and they did that very well beyond light. And I thought with, you know, Season of the Plunder, they were going to continue on that theme. And be
but
like,
the thing
okay,
is, right, is after that, you have to rethink. Like, if you fucking betray someone, or get betrayed, like, suddenly you need to rethink your alliance. And they didn't do that.
It wasn't even that she got betrayed. It was just that, you know, the things, right, like, it was a corrupting influence on her, but, you know, it's like in Season of the Plunder, it's like, my intentions are still
because her best friend, Furax, I think, like, fucking got corrupted by the witness, so her mind was basically fucking hollowed out, and she was effectively taken. And so it's like, if someone literally fucking murders your best friend, that would qualify as a betrayal IMO.
True.
And
But-
fucking,
Yeah,
like the fact that happened, and Aramis didn't react like a person or a fucking like anything would, that ruined it.
True.
That took me out of it. They fucked that up.
That might be for me it was more. So no, I didn't play through all of the season of the Plunder thing because I stopped when they're like, let's have this fucking meeting, and then whenever I realized where the story was going, which was it was going to be, actually, like, Mithrax, being like, oh, she's good, she's done this, and this, and this is why she's bad, and Ido, his fucking daughter, being like, well, no, she's good because I have a feeling. It doesn't work. It'd be one thing. It'd be one thing if you were to switch that around, for it to be like, to give Ido being the one that's like, oh, she's fucking horrible, she's this evil bitch sort of thing, right? Like, Ido just thinking she's an evil bitch, and Mithrax who has known her, being like, well, no, she's just sort of, she has the right intentions, but she's doing the wrong thing, and her mind is being clouded by the witness or something like that, You could have done that story really well, because Mithrax was the one that knew her, but it's shit like that that ruins the story. That is ruining the story. Of, like, wanting to do this toxic masculinity and then wanting to do the fucking Jewish bit of men are evil and refugees and all that shit. And then on top of that, having a new story group come in and just, like, oh, let's have...
wreak havoc on the old work. Yeah.
Yes.
It's done. Like, it's fucking done. I'm gonna play the fucking final shape, and I'm gonna be done with the entire series.
And a lot of people are doing that.
Like, I don't fucking believe that they can shepherd the series from this point forward. I don't believe that these fucking people can shepherd the series. All of the old guard are gone. The only old guard that remain are the greedy shitheads that sold their friends out at Bungie. Bungie is dead to me.
Been dead for a while.
Because Bungie is not comprised of the original fucking story guys, it's not comprised of the original audio guys, it's not comprised of the original anyone, except for the money-grubbing shitheads.
It's not comprised of anyone that cares about the story, right? This honestly is a testament to, like, don't let your story be taken over by someone who doesn't share your same vision. That is the sad truth. Is these guys had a vision, and then that story vision was taken over. Now, I'll be honest.
It's the glimpses of that original vision which
that
cause
even more.
Well, it does hurt even more, but it's the fact that, like, it's those original fucking those tidbits of that original vision that when they come out, like, you can see it and you can appreciate it, and that's the good stuff.
Yeah. I will be completely honest now. I do have I think the original story needed some fine-tuning, had its faults. Like I said before, one of the problems I have with
the original story would have been fucking great. Like, the original story had, like, fucking, you hunting down, Rasputin. And fucking, like, going through all various different locations, and you would wind up at the fucking Dreadnought, so the Taken King would have already been a part of, like, the base game.
Well, yeah, not to mention...
We would have had a completely different fucking game if Bungie hadn't fucked up and ruined their own fucking people.
Not to mention, they actually had this shit, like, they vaguely, now I'm not saying they completely knew, everything, but they kind of had it planned out.
Old Chicago was planned for the first game.
Dude, Witch Queen was planned for the first game. I'm not kidding.
It was?
I'm not kidding. Now, when I remember, I'm not saying they had everything padded down of like, okay,
Right.
we're doing Taken
But
King,
they were going to
then we're
expand
doing Witch
on
Queen,
Sabathun's
then we're
story.
going to do like Vault of
They were going
Glass
to
or something
have
like that.
development for Sabathun's character.
But they
back in Destiny 1.
had it planned out of like, you know, they did Crota, right? That's part of the base game. And then on top of that, they're like, okay, Taken King, they're like, we want to, you know, we've got these hive gods. Crota's the son of a hive god. Then we've got Oryx is next. We want to develop his character. Then he's got a sister, Savathun and Zebu-Arath. Okay, let's have a story about Savathun. Let's focus on Zebu-Arath then for like a year. And they had that kind of shit, and then they were like, pyramid race sort of thing. You know, they didn't have a name for it, but they were like, pyramid race. Race 5, pyramid race. That's, you know, the Destiny 3. Like, Destiny 2 is going to be like exploring the darkness more, and the Hive's relationship to it, and, you know, more of the intricacies, and then season, you know, Destiny 3 was supposed to be Final Shape and all that, like Witch Queen, Beyond Light, getting darkness powers, all that was Destiny 3 ideas. All that got scrapped with Season of the Arrival. The last season.
I honestly thought that Season of the Arrival was like the end of Destiny 2.
I did too.
And I was ready to jump in on Destiny 3. I was fucking hyped.
Dude.
And
it was supposed to be like Destiny, Season of the Arrivals, final season, shepherded Destiny 3 in December. That was the original plan.
Yeah.
Guess what happened?
Not that.
Destiny 3, Activision Blizzard had the big split. Destiny 3 didn't have the resources, got canceled. They created a very short...
No, because there's no question in my mind that the person who was responsible for the Activision split was Bungie. Bungie fucking split with Activision, and as a result, like, they could fucking push off the blame for all of the bad shit that has been going on Activision's influence. They scapegoated the larger company.
Not without evidence, you know.
And that could only fucking work for a time.
But because of that, the resources that Activision had that were being used for Destiny 3's development went with it. So Destiny 3 gets scrapped. They had one. I am honestly under the opinion they had the first base story for it, which was supposed to be basically what we got in Beyond Light, but a little bit more expansive, you know, with maybe more locations and stuff like that.
Then Destiny 3 would have once again been a flop at launch. What a shock.
That's pretty much part of the course with Destiny games. Destiny 1 was a flop at launch, Destiny 2 was a flop at launch. But
man, I fucking swore to myself that I would never, ever, ever buy a Destiny game before year 3, after they fucked over like all the people who played and bought Destiny before Taken King.
But to be honest, right? Now, I don't have evidence necessarily to back this up, but I am of the opinion that based on what we got in Beyond Light and what we know, what was going to be the story going forward, I do think Destiny 3 would have the base game campaign would have been basically an expanded version of what we got in Beyond Light. I mean, think about, you know, instead of just Europa, exploring the intricacies a little bit of the darkness and then getting darkness stasis power. I mean, like, imagine if we revisited the Shard of the Traveler or something like that. That would be awesome to see. But instead, I think because resources were pooled, like they didn't have the resources Activision was giving them, then they're like, well, We know they had to cancel Destiny 3 because of that. So they're like, well, we've got, you know, some of the stuff made. Like, they had stasis made for Destiny 3 and all that. So, like, we'll just port this over, rework it, port it over, and put it as the next expansion for Destiny. As, like, we'll make this the expansion for Destiny 2 Year 4. And that's what happened. And then the story went downhill from there.
I think I'm gonna call it quits here, man.
I am too. This, I think I'm gonna call this replay fucking. I'm probably gonna call it Zach plays fucking Warframe while talking about having battered wife syndrome of Destiny 2. There's a show title right there.
It works.
Zach plays
I'll talk to you later, man.
See you later. Thank you all for watching. And with that, the man, the myth, the legend is now live, and has been live for a while, I suppose. So, with that, I will see you all next time. With some more rambunctious content. See you later, folks. Let me find the music here to play us out. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, people. Hail victory.